We're live. Joshua, we are live. What is up, YouTube?
Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Doing something a little crazy today.
I know. We are live. All these people are... Oh, I already got to turn off my volume. What's up, Chauncey?
Psychedelic over here.
Chauncey, you got to share this live stream. We're doing it a little different. We're on my page instead of Josh's. So we're not going to have nearly as many people get the notification. What's up, Frightful? How you doing?
What's going on, boys? So what are we talking about, Chris?
We are talking about our fishing story and how we got into fishing. What's up, Joey?
What's going on, Joey? Chaucer?
Hold on. Let me see. Some people are typing in here. Oh, Chaucer, you don't have any social media to share this on? That's all right. Go ahead. Send some text messages to some fishing buddies and go ahead and get them in the chat.
Oh, man. He's like, send snail mail. Do whatever you got to do.
Come on, Joey. Oh, we got a guest appearance from my brother.
What's up? Oh, man. You're going to run them all the way.
We're talking fishing over here.
Hey, did you bring me a public sub?
Oh, now we're getting the dogs in here and everything.
Public sub. They're not $5.99 anymore.
Oh, man. Well, next time, bring me a sandwich.
I don't know if any people in the chat know what Publix is. I don't know if any of them live in the southeast.
Sure they do, man. Do not insult their intelligence. Hey, guys, so tonight we're talking about how we got started into fishing. And, Chris, you're the lead guy, so.
All right, I guess I'll go over this. How did I get into fishing? Well, I'd gotten to fishing. I grew up fishing. My dad taught me how to fish when I was little. Actually, fun fact, the first time I slept all throughout the entire night was my first day after going fishing when I was an infant or just going out on the boat. I don't think I really was capable of holding a fishing rod at that time. But that was just the beginning. And throughout my childhood, I grew up fishing, and I grew up on over on the beach, so Madeira Beach and Indian Rocks. That's where I did a lot of my fishing off the beach and Johns Pass area, and then a lot of fishing down near the Skyway. Actually, too, when I was really little, before I started fishing over there, we did a lot of fishing in Boca Grande, probably when I was 5 to 10 years old. We would go to Boca Grande at least 2 or 3 times a year and stay down there for weeks at a time and do a lot of fishing. So that's a little about how I got into fishing. What about you, Josh? We'll pass it to you.
First off, Chaucer, man, we're your fishing buddies. So hello, Rick. Hey, Realistic Fishing, what's going on, brother? When are we going to get that freshwater collaboration on?
Hey, he knows about those Publix BOGOs too.
Yummy, yummy. So it's real simple, guys. Like Chris, and like a lot of you, I started fishing when I was probably like 3 or 4 years old. I was lucky enough to have my grandfather, who was an avid outdoorsman. He took me bluegill fishing, and to this day, I remember those. I have those memories stored, and that's why I think it's such a vital and important thing to do is to get the youth involved in fishing at such a young age, because I really believe that helps mold and set the foundation at an early age to really show gratitude and appreciation for both the outdoors and also the quality time that you spend with your loved ones.
Hey, amen to that, man. What about, tell me this, Josh, do you remember your first catch or one of your best fishing trips as a little kid from when you can first remember?
Man, I remember one like it was yesterday, and this is what happened. I was in Kentucky, and I was walking the bank at Williamson Park, and I was like, I don't know, I think I was like 7 years old. And I was walking, and I didn't know what I was doing, but I found this little busted up rooster tail. It was white. I mean, the paint was all busted off of it. Didn't have any hair on it. I picked that thing up, tied the first knot that I ever learned, which I think was the improved clinch knot. And I swear it was the first cast, and I come up with like a 2-pound bass. I was so excited. I ran, showed that thing to my mom. I'm pretty sure that fish died, unfortunately. I was so proud of it, because I found that lure, and that was my first actual bass catch on a lure.
Oh, you didn't eat him either? You just let him die?
No, I put him back, but I'm pretty sure that sucker is dead.
Oh, that's terrible. Well, that's pretty funny. So that's crazy. You actually found a bait on the side of the bank or just laying on the ground that you used.
Little bitty rooster tail, man.
And that's what started it all.
Oh, that's what really got me fired up about, something a little bit. I was already fired up about fishing, but yeah.
How do you remember how old you were? Or not sure.
I was somewhere around 7 years old.
7 years old. Well, that's
But
pretty.
I remember, man, I can remember that memory like it happened yesterday.
That's pretty awesome, man. Well, I just tell you what, the first trip I really, really remember as a kid, I can't tell you how old I was. I may have been 6, maybe 7, somewhere in that range. I went out with my uncle and my dad and my cousin. And my cousin's a little older than me, but we were going out and we were going to go do some grouper fishing, or I think that's what we were doing. But we ended up, it was the first time I was allowed on like a guy's fishing trip. So we're in my uncle's boat, and it was, what do you have? He had like an 18-foot Hydrosport or a 20-foot Hydrosport with like a 115 Johnson on it. You know, the old Hydrosports with the kind of cracked looking hull, John?
Right.
Yeah,
Yep.
so we're going over to the Skyway. I don't know what the winds were. I have no idea, but I was a little kid, and it felt like it was rough as hell out there. And I remember I bit my lip really hard sitting on the front of the cooler, bouncing up and down, and I had blood gushing all over my lip, and they gave me a rag to put on my lip. But anyways, so we go out offshore a little bit. I can't tell you how far we were. It felt like 50 miles because I was a little kid, but it may have only been 5 miles. And they were just tearing up some grouper, absolutely tearing up some grouper. And all I was doing was giving them the bait because I loved playing in the bait well. So I might have even been younger than 7, maybe like 5 or 6. But they gave me a rod because we were on a hot bite, and I dropped down. I don't even know if it was a Carolina rig or what, but we were just using standard white bait or a pilcher. I dropped it down there and came up with like maybe a 20-inch grouper at the time, and I was absolutely ecstatic about it, and I was freaking out. I had to call my mom and everything and tell her that I caught a fish, and it was bigger than me. So that's kind of what started it all for me.
That's good times, my man. Hey, I want to tell you guys something too. This weekend, October 13th, before I forget, Tampa Bay Fishing Club is putting on their big meet and greet over here at what is that park?
I don't know. I'll look.
Hang on. It's in Pinellas.
Is it at the fairground?
England Brothers Park in Pinellas. And it's October 13th on Saturday at 11 a.m. And we'll be there set up under the Salty Scales booth. If you want, come down and visit us, chat with us. We will be there.
Yeah, we're going to have some fun, guys. I think we're actually selling apparel too, aren't we?
We'll have a few shirts there. Nothing too crazy. It's more of a gathering, a meet and greet. If you guys want to purchase a shirt while you're there, if we have it, you're welcome to do so.
Yeah, come say hey, guys. We'll be under the tent. We don't bite. I mean, Josh sometimes does, but I rarely do. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. I see all of you guys are in here. We haven't answered anything in a minute. Rick, you're still here. Chauncey, you're still here. Frightful. AJ, what's up, man? You just joined. Auto Zero, what's up? You're saying hey. Rick is asking if you can post the park name, Josh. You want me to do that?
No, I got it.
All right. So while Josh does that, drop some questions, guys, and I'll answer them for you. Oh, well, that was pretty fast, Josh. Either you type really fast or you got a fast copy and paste finger.
No, I'm fast. I'm super fast.
Josh, you getting any of your new hoodies in any color than orange?
Yeah, well, the new hoodies, actually, we'll have a Leo design, Chaucer, which will include the blue stripe. We'll also have an all-black shirt, which is the Mako design. And then the Redfish will not have orange down the sides. It'll actually be black mesh.
Yeah, so I believe those should be, on the website by the end of the month, Josh, hopefully?
Yeah, we're getting them the 20th of October. Realistic Fishing, the red tide is in our area, but it's not inside the Tampa Bay yet. And they're predicting that it's going to break up, especially with this storm and the cooler weather that's hopefully approaching soon.
Yeah, guys, we're actually going to get out there tomorrow and hopefully do some fishing in the Tampa Bay area. We haven't exactly figured out a game plan yet. We're either going to hit the flats or maybe go hit the Skyway fishing pier and see if we can get on a bite, especially post hurricane. So we're getting that post front bite, and then we're coming off that new moon. So we're going to go give it a shot. But the red tide, I heard, like Josh said, it just hasn't entered the Tampa Bay. It's been on the beaches. So, you know, from Sarasota and stuff all the way up to Indian Rocks, and I think a little higher than that. Did they get any in Clearwater? Do you know, Josh?
Well, what I'm getting reports of is I'm getting a lot of video footage, and even the evidence that I'm seeing that there's really not much dead fish on the beach anymore. And people, fishing buddies of mine, are starting to go out even with the tide, and they're having success catching snook and things. No real monsters, but we're not seeing and smelling the dead fish and, of course, the algae.
Yeah, actually, I have a kind of a dead fish report over on my parents have a place in Madeira Beach, and the lady that lives there year round says that she hasn't seen any dead fish on the beach. She said she saw one or two walking the beach, but none in her given area there. So that's a little bit north of Johns Pass.
No.
But as far as that, hopefully that hurricane flushes all that red tide out of here so we can get back to the normal fishing pattern. I know a lot of people are freaking out about it. Rick, how's the red tide down there for you, my man? You normally give us a red tide report on the live stream, so give us one.
Yeah, let us know. Realistic fishing, we got a lot of great fishing down here, man. You come down on vacation, hit us up, let us know something. I mean, if there's red tide in the bay, which I think we're already through the toughest part of that, but we got some of the best lakes in the world down here in Florida, so we could do some fresh water, and hey, with each cast, there's opportunity to possibly get a double digit.
Yeah, and you know, come and visit us for vacation. It helps out the economy, you know, and we'll put you on some big fish if you come out and fish with me and Josh.
Hey, Stephanie.
What's up, Stephanie? How are you doing? So, what do you? Does anyone know anybody that is in the midst of the hurricane right now? Has anybody been kept up? You know, from family members that are in the hurricane. I'm curious to know if anyone knows anybody that's going through this hurricane in the chat. Rick said it's getting better, still some dead fish, but it's much better. Well, hopefully it just gets a lot better from there, Rick, because I know it put a hurting on you guys down there.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you guys also, I don't know, I think Chris mentioned it. We're going out, we're getting prepared. Jason flew in. He's the marketing director of PC Fun, and he wanted to really meet up and do a couple days of fishing. So tomorrow we're actually going to take him out on the bay, wish us luck. Hopefully this wind calms down like it's supposed to. And then Friday we're going to go out on Lake Kissimmee and see if we can't put him on in Mogan. So that should give you a nice mixture of what we're doing.
Look, all I'm trying to catch is my PB bass too, Josh. It can't be all about one person. We're all going to get a PB. Hopefully you'll get a 12-pounder.
Hey, I don't care who catches it. I just want to see a 12-pounder on the boat.
Hey, we should do a little fishing challenge. We haven't even thought about that.
41 degrees. Holy smoke. Where are you at? We don't know nothing about that. It's like 98 degrees here.
Yeah, AJ, where are you living? Because we're not even getting spritz of fall down here. Every time I feel it in the air, the humidity goes away. It's right back the next morning.
Every time I turn around, Chris is jumping in the bait freezer.
Maryland, there you go. Hey, AJ, do you do any crabbing up there in Maryland? I know a lot of people do crabbing, like kind of how we do, Josh, for past crabs, but they do it for like, I don't know what kind of crab. Blue crab, maybe?
King crabs.
No, they're not getting king crabs, are they?
They get king crabs up there. Sure they do.
That float through the pass? AJ, do you do any crabbing?
They don't float, bro. You have to get them off the bottom.
Hey, wait, what?
Hey, look at this. Silly salmon challenge off the boat. This is Chris.
Let's do it.
You're going to lose.
No, Jason's got to be in on it, though. He's got to be game.
That would be – we're implementing that into our fishing trips. That's just a requirement now.
All right. No, for real. You ready? You think Jason would be down? I say you do a live stream phone call me. Well, no. You think he'd feel comfortable with that?
No king crabs? What are the crabs called, AJ?
I'm telling you, they do this thing like they get up at 2 in the morning and it's already sunrise up there, and they go crabbing. Like it's like past crabs. They flow in and they use big dip nets.
Hey guys, by the way, if you're wondering about the event, I don't know why I keep going back to this because I just posted it on Facebook on the Salty Skills page. You could go and accept the invite or just list that you're going to, and it'll show you all the information as well. So that's the last time I'm going to mention that, though.
Oh, no. You can plug it anytime you want, Josh.
Well, it's not my event, but we're just trying to help the community, and also it's a great little get-together. There's a lot of people that attend.
Well, we're going to be out there, so we want everybody to come out and enjoy the fishing atmosphere and maybe meet some new fishing friends, because that's what it's all about.
Hey, check out what I got, Chris. Woo!
Josh is packing up, guys. He's getting all the Mission of Fishing jig heads, but he doesn't want to share with me, you know.
I just bought me some Mission Fishing jig heads, guys.
Hey, why don't you show them that beautiful rod you just got?
No, I'm saving that. They don't know about that. You'll have to watch my channel to get that insight.
Josh, what about the reel? Give them the reel.
Oh, I can't show them that either, Chris.
Can't show them the reel, guys.
That's top secret.
All I'm telling you is Josh paid a lot of money for a reel. That's all. I'll leave it there. I'll leave it at that.
Hey, money is not an issue when it's something you love.
Hey, AJ said they get those blue crabs. I told you. There wasn't no king crabs. I know they get king crabs, but there's this crabbing season that they do, and all these crabs funnel in and flush in, and they just dip them.
Hey, Rick, when are you going to give me some dates, man? I thought we were going to go fishing. What are you holding out on me, Rick? I mean, you canceled our trip, and now you're holding out on me.
Yeah, Rick, we were really looking forward to that trip, man.
We're really hurt.
I was pumped. Hey, Frightful, what kind of Pissy Fun reel do you have? Which one?
Yeah, I'll tell you guys, if y'all haven't checked out my video that I just posted on that Pissy Fun reel, I think it's a really nice little reel. I mean, I like the Carbon X better. I think it's their best spinning reel that they produced thus far. But Jesus, man, for the money, you can't go wrong with those little reels.
Hey, Deborah Tyler, Mrs. Tyler, I know knows a lot about blue crabbing in Maryland. I told you, Josh. They use the dip nets and they get all these crabs. She could tell you all about it in the chat, guys.
Well, I am by far no expert on Maryland fishing, so.
Rick said he told you any weekend, man. You got to let him know.
Rick, if you saw my schedule, Chris can attest to this. It's crazy.
Yeah, Rick, you're starting to hit our busy season when it comes to the weekends, so we'll have to see about that.
I'm just going to be happy to sleep in my own bed by the end of December.
Yeah, honestly, traveling and stuff is pretty cool, but at the end of travel season or whenever we're in the middle of it, you know, the hotel beds get pretty uncomfortable.
Yeah, well, Frightful Crown, that's a good reel. I think it's a really nice little reel, especially for the money. I think it's $52 on Amazon. But that Carbon X, man, I really, really like the Carbon X. Check it out. I think it's a little bit more. It's in the 70s, but it's just a nice reel.
Hey, AJ said they're doing the surf fishing up there for some drum.
See, AJ, and me and Chris have been into the surf fishing lately, especially when we went with our buddy Vic over on the east coast of Florida. We might have to come up there in Maryland and try out that stripe. I know you guys got some stripers too, along with them big redfish.
Hey, Josh, he said it's up to you. It's your schedule.
Well, let's go, Ricky. Come on, Ricky Bobby.
Hey, Rick, what kind of fishing do you want to do when you come up, Rick? Has he said anything to you, Josh?
Oh, Rick just said he wanted to go out on the bay, man. I told him fishing is really easy right now, guys. All you got to do is you go out. You don't even got to get up early. You just get a good dip net. You just drive around the bay and you scoop up fish. You catch all the fish you want.
Yeah, and then you do a nice catch and cook, right?
No catch and cooks. Hey, but you'll catch a lot of fish.
Hey, Rick wants to go get into that combat fishing for some redfish. I already know.
Right now,
look at it. He put reds and snooks.
Hey, combat fishing for the redfish it's now. It's definitely now.
Hey, what's up, traveling fisherman? How's Alaska treating you, man? Is it pretty cold? I know I see your post on Facebook. Looks like you're having a good time. The weather's all right where me and Josh are at. But other than that, well, the panhandle of Florida is getting bombed by that hurricane right now, but we're doing all right. At least I am over here in Central Florida. How about you, Josh?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
How's the weather over there, over in the Tampa Bay area?
Guys, it's honestly, we had like, I think the biggest gust of wind was like 12 mile an hour. So it's nothing, you know, it's pretty typical for like a thunderstorm over here.
Hey, this is what Josh is telling me, guys. We're not worried about this storm. He's like, oh, we're going to be all right, guys. I hear a big, like, one of those bands came through by my house, and it was just pouring down rain, and the wind was whipping for maybe 5 to 10 seconds, and I swear I thought a tornado hit because all I heard was this noise in my front yard, and a tree fell over in my front yard and was, like, cut to bits.
Poor fella.
I sent you the video, Josh. Come on now.
You guys, if y'all seen this little bitty tree limb, it looks like something he played fetch with his dog.
No, dude, it was a pretty big little tree. My mom couldn't even get out of the driveway.
Listen, as a Floridian, guys, and you know, people, we're used to these storms. I mean, obviously, it was a serious storm, and the Panhandle is really getting crushed. But the scariest thing with those storms, if anything, is just the surge. That's the scariest part of those.
Hey, Josh, did you see some of those videos from what was it, New Mexico Beach up there in the Panhandle?
Yeah, it got destroyed.
Dude, that's crazy. Our hearts and prayers go out to them. I know that.
Well, traveling fisherman, man, now's the time to go get you a big buck, especially in Illinois. Get you one of those permits and put down a big buck for us, man.
Oh, Stephanie's saying, is there going to be a giveaway soon because her hubby wants some more fishing gear? Now, I know for a fact, Stephanie, your husband cannot afford any more fishing gear in his garage. He cannot afford any more gear in there.
Well, hey, when are you doing another giveaway? Because I'm sure your audience wants to know.
Well, 2,000 subscribers. They know that if they watch the last video.
Yeah, but you can't get 2,000 subscribers when you post once every 4 months.
Oh, guys, my upload schedule is once a week for like 2.5 months. And then I miss, what, 2 or 3 posts? I think it's 3 posts now, and Josh is having a conniption with me.
I don't know, guys. I'm trying to get him to be consistent for you guys, but it's hard, you know.
I had some finals I had to take care of, but we should have something uploaded at least probably next week, early next week.
Hey, Joey, well, I'm going to be out at the Skyway. We might end up at the Skyway tomorrow. We're monitoring the winds. If the winds do not die down as expected tomorrow evening, we'll be over there at the bridge, probably targeting the Goliath and maybe some Spanish mackerel.
It looks like traveling fishermen's coming back down here a little bit in January. It'll probably be a good break from the cold. Mrs. Tyler, we do need to plan a trip to Maryland, go do some crab dipping. And Rick, Josh, maybe you can help him out with that, but that Carbon X is a pretty nice reel. He's looking for a 3,000 or a 4,000.
Carbon X and the 4,000. I got the 3 and the 4,000 sitting right here. And I can confirm that both of them are very well worth the money.
Hey, AJ called you Fido.
Fido?
I think he called you Fido.
I'm pretty sure he called you Fido, and you're the one that got that big old branch over there, and you're crying about a little bit of wind.
No, he called you Fido. Hurricane Irma was no joke. My dad didn't have power for almost 2 weeks, Stephanie. I feel him on that. We were out of power for 5 days, and I thought I was about to have a panic attack. It was so hot in my house, I couldn't even sleep at night. Josh, we currently have a record high of 12 people in the chat.
Woo!
It's going crazy. You guys need to get pumped up.
Yeah, man. I feel like I'm in a stadium right now.
Oh, yes. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, man. They're blowing up the chat, though, so I appreciate all 12 of you coming in and joining and leaving some comments.
Chaucer, so here's the thing. Obviously, you probably know the White Lightning is my all-time favorite rod. I couldn't believe I cut it in half. Well, I called St. Croix up. They have a 2-month wait for my rod to come in. So yes, I purchased it, but I have to wait 2 months for it to come in. Now, on the plus side, my brand new Mojo rod, I only cut 3 inches off. So I stripped the guide off of that, took it in. They're going to put a new tip on, and I ordered the new custom St. Croix or the St. Croix Legend Surf to equip with a special reel.
Hey,
which I can show you guys.
Josh, that his Mojo Surf, there's no point in using it anymore since he's got that the Legend Extreme Surf rod. So I know a couple people or a single person that is taking donations for surf rods.
Hey, I'll tell you what, guys, even with that broken rod, first off, I caught that big snook on it with the tip broken, and Chris almost caught a tarpon with it.
No, we should have caught a tarpon. That was ridiculous. I don't even want to talk about that right now. It gets me all fired up.
Well, good news is Victor, he's saying that the fish and the red tide isn't impacting them as much as the news is sensationalizing over there on the East Coast. So we're probably going back this coming up week. I'll keep you posted for sure.
Oh, man, AJ was making fun of the sticks in my yard. Well, that's all right, AJ. I know my dog Maverick really enjoys them. Basically, if you give him a stick or any type of toy, that's all of his attention goes to that and only that.
Bro, Rick, that rod, man, that's got to be like the best rod ever.
Hey, Rick, you should have seen when Josh sliced this rod in half. I don't even think it set in.
What are you talking about? Me, you, and Vic were all just looking at each other like, did that just happen?
Yeah, but Josh he wasn't even somber at first. He was just in so much shock. He was stunned. Even I was stunned, but I had to get it on recording, so I was kind of laughing a little bit. It was an interesting moment, to say the least.
Well, I'll tell you this. What was more shocking is I only had 2 rods with me, and I just cut both of them in half before we started fishing.
Yeah, this was before we even started fishing. I would say it was, 12 noon, and we were on the beach, and we were just getting set up. Josh was going to get some drone footage, and he chopped his rods right in half.
So the moral of the story is, guys, I've flown that drone a lot of times. I've never crashed it, knock on wood. But I do very little surf fishing like that. So I don't stick my rod straight up in the air. That was my first mistake. Secondly, was launching that drone so close to the rods, knowing that there was wind gusting. That was so it's just stupidity on my end.
Hey, guys, if you don't follow our Snapchat page or the Salty Scales Snapchat page, please follow it, because if you did already follow it, then you would have known that this happened, because we post live things on Snapchat when we're out fishing. So go ahead and follow the page. I'm going to leave it down here in the chat right now.
Well, you get a lot of behind-the-scenes things, like me pranking Chris, vice versa.
Yeah. Hey, Josh ran into some pigs the other day filming. 2 days ago, Josh?
I kid you not, guys. So I literally just got done editing a video where I'm out searching for horseshoe crabs, and I run across these pigs, and I swear to you, they had to be domesticated, but they're out in the middle of a swamp, so I know they're not. I get out of the car, and they come running to me like domesticated dogs. I almost named them.
It was hilarious. So, guys, go follow the Snapchat, and you'll get some behind-the-scenes footage.
Joey Johnson, that's a good combination, man. The Daiwa BG has been a very good reel. Chris did a review on that in his video a couple videos ago, and of course, the Mojo is just a proven rod.
Yeah, for real. I mean, that Daiwa BG is holding up really well. Hopefully, we can put it. What?
If Rick was a real good guy, he would just send me his.
What? His Legend Extreme? Oh, yeah. Rick, go ahead and mail your Legend Extreme over to Josh.
I mean, wouldn't you say that Rick would be a good guy if he did such a thing?
I think he would be a stand-up guy. And you know what, Rick? If you send that rod to Josh, the next time we go fishing, you will get the best bait hooker out of me. I'll bait your hook like this if you send him that rod.
Oh, man. We appreciate that, Frightful.
Hey, Rick, why don't you tell the viewers – I think me and Josh were getting a little annoying on the boat, because anytime Rick didn't have a bait in the water, we're like, here, Rick, take this, take this. Rick was about done. Rick wanted 5 minutes of break time just to have a Powerade.
We didn't let Rick put down a rod, did we?
We did it. Anytime his bait came off, we're like, here, next bait.
Oh, Rick's hearing aid battery went dead. Shucks. You got to type it.
It looks like, Josh, I think we're going to have to.
Extreme.
Oh, man. Hey, AJ, thanks for following the snap. I'll add you here in a minute when we get off the live stream, buddy. We appreciate that. And actually look forward to the next 3 days because we're going to have some snaps coming out and we're going to have some fun with it.
Oh, Skyway fishing has been pretty good considering there's just been a little hint of red tide around the Skyway. But the reports, and when I drove over it the other day, there was lots of bait. So, you know, I think overall the fishing is still pretty stellar over there right now, and it's only going to get better as that water cools.
Oh, Rick's saying he didn't want to put down the rod. Hey, Rick, it was a fun trip, man. The problem is Rick didn't take the rod when it really mattered.
Right now, man, free lining and bottom rig is key. What I would do if I were you is set up that trolley rig, especially as the water temp's still a little warm. Once we start getting in that 72 to 77 range, set up that trolley rig where you're fly lining a thread fin or a blue runner, and then use your little knocker rig or you know, some type of Carolina rig and catch those snapper and you know, the other fish that are feeding around there.
Oh my gosh, Rick is calling us out, Josh, for not bringing a net on the boat.
Yeah.
We had to flop that clown knife in the boat. We had to flip him.
Hey, Robert, you got it, man. I'm accepting you now. We got 3 new ads, so I appreciate that, guys.
Hey, Traveling Fisherman's trying to add too, so I'll post it again in the chat one more time before we get off here.
I just added him.
Oh, he added it? All right. Cool.
But yeah, I mean, overall, guys, you know, I think the red tide's breaking up, so I'm excited. I just wish I could fish more right now. I mean, I'm trying, guys. I'm trying to fish, trying to run a business, trying to spend time with my babies. Chris is trying to do schoolwork and work with Salty Scales, and so trying to make it. And he's got this new wife that takes up all his time.
Hey, Rick's calling us out right now real bad, so I think we got to get off this chat before he completely ruins our reputation, Josh.
Oh, Rick wouldn't do such a thing. He's a stand-up guy.
Hey, but in all seriousness, guys, Josh has actually got to go, and we were just jumping on here for 30 minutes. We were going to talk to you guys a little bit and keep it a little bit short since it wasn't on his page, and we don't have quite as many.
You don't got to sign off. I'm signing out, guys. Hey, stay tuned. I'll have a live stream up for you. Me and Chris will probably do one on my page maybe tomorrow night. So stay tuned. Salty Scales. I'm signing off, but that don't mean you have to, buddy. So, hey, I'll see you.
All right. Thanks for joining, Josh.
Yeah, man.
All right, guys. Now it's Chris solo mode. Where if you guys got any questions, I guess I'll answer a couple more questions before I leave if you guys really want to throw them down in the chat. Other than that, if I don't get any questions, then I'm going to cut this live stream because I actually got to pack my bags for this trip that we're doing. So feel free to throw any questions down. If I don't get a question or anything within the next coming minutes, then I'm going to shut it down. But what Josh was saying while he was in the chat is we're going fishing with the marketing director from Kissy Fun, and we're going to go out for 2 days. So tomorrow we're going to go out either on the boat and go fish for some redfish and some snook, or we're going to go out to the Skyway Fishing Pier and drop down some mackerel for some Jewfish. So actually leave some suggestions in the chat. It's all going to be depending on weather, but it'll be cool to get y'all's input on what you want to see on the pages. How's Sheep's Head fishing, Rick? So Sheep's Head fishing, I was getting a really good report. I haven't been this I know it opened up not too long ago, or the bite's been getting hot, and I got some good reports actually down in the Apollo Beach area that on a couple of the bridges that they were going crazy. When me and Josh were out at the Skyway not too long ago, I'll give you guys a little tip on where some Sheep's Head were. On the South Pier, the first bridge before you actually get to the Skyway, there were Sheep's Head all over the pylons over there. traveling fisherman, you want to meet up when you get back down here, I would love to meet you, my brother. Last time it just didn't work out. I was extremely busy. We were just coming off travel season, and I was actually taking some classes at the time. But I would love to meet you and maybe go out and do some fishing as well. Flounder fish. I don't necessarily target flounder. Me and Josh, when we're on the boat, we don't really go for flounder, but when we do catch a big flounder, we throw it in the box and we go cook them up. We haven't caught a good one in a while, though. Otherwise, you would have seen a catch and cook already come out. So, yeah, that's about it. Also, make sure you guys come out to the Tampa Bay Fishing Club. Josh left all the information in the chat earlier. Let me see if I can find it. Here, I'm going to post the Tampa Bay Fishing Club meeting one more time because we're going to be out there Saturday. Come out and hang out and talk some fishing. We're going to have a good time. But other than that, guys, I'm going to shut this live stream down because we were just jumping on for a little bit. AJ, my favorite redfish bait is a pilcher or cut bait, the belly bait of actually a threadfin, the belly bait. So I'll leave that as the last question. I'm going to shut this live stream down. I appreciate you guys joining. Be looking out for a video at the beginning of next week, maybe Monday through Wednesday, but I should have it up by Wednesday at the latest. So I hope you guys have a good night. And as always, we'll see you on the water.